Look at this guy, scruffy looking fella. He was a pagan king chosen by a Christian god. He was an emperor of a civilization that disappeared 4 centuries earlier. He couldn't even read, yet he introduced revolutionary educational reforms. This guy is Charlemagne, the father of modern Europe. How did he become that? It all has to do with eating steak and helping out a pervert pope. Charlemagne is a tricky figure. His name was Charles and he was born in 747 in Liege. Also, his name wasn't Charles and he wasn't born in 747 in Liege. Before we get into that whole mess, let's take a step back and explain the setting. Imagine you're in 8th century Europe. Everything is in disarray. There's this dude in Rome trying to bring the word of God while not dying to pagan tribes from the north. Also, everyone around you is dying either by sword or from a drunk riding accident. Then there's you. You live here. You've never been to Rome, but you listen to that dude you've never seen. You believe in God, but you also believe that long hair gives you power. You believe in God and you don't want to kill, so you cut off someone's tongue to stop them from public speaking. Oh, and you also do want to kill if the same looking fella across the river doesn't have a cross. All that time, nerd monks are banging on about this lost civilization that died out 3 centuries earlier. Obviously, you can't read, but you still somehow know and care enough to do your best to recover that lost empire. Sure, there's Byzantium, but they're far away, speak Greek, and let's be honest, they went way too far with that whole purple look thing. Now, the Franks have this rule that when the king dies, all of his sons get a piece of the land, which of course never leads to any bloodshed, except it does, all the time. On top of that, the Franks have a puppet king who's there by divine right. The real ruler is actually Charles Martel, Charles the Hammer, and his succeeding son Pepin the Short. Martel had his own little situation which he's known for in history, but this story is not about him. Just like you, Pepin also noticed the drop-off from Hammer to Short, and then you have the Great after that, but that was nothing compared to his grandson Pepin the Hunchback. The Franks really like to put labels on people. Anyway, one day, Pepin the Short goes to the Pope. "Hey, Big Papa." "Lorem ipsum dolor sitamet." I've heard that somewhere. "Consectetur adipi signeli." You're Italian, bro. Chill out. Anyway, quick question. "Go on." Why is it that the king does nothing but is still officially the king? "Oh, I don't know. Why is it that you do nothing and I got these guys knocking on my window?" These guys were the Lombards, and if you don't know who they were, just imagine Franks but without the cross necklace. Anyway, Pepin went into battle with them, but unfortunately the French surrendered immediately. Wait, no, just the Franks. The Franks. So they beat the crap out of them, and Pepin became the king of the Franks, starting the Carolingian dynasty. Pepin had 2 sons. The older son, Charlemagne, died from nosebleed, which ruined his reputation, so the only heir was this other guy, Charles. Now, we don't know much about Charles before he became king. In fact, we know nothing. Some say he was born in Liege, but it could have been in any of these places here. Some say he was born in 747, but it's likelier it happened 5 years before. Now, what about the name? It's Charlemagne, Charles the Great. However, back then, they didn't speak French. His actual name is Karl, as Germans call him, Karl der Grosse. But the French get really upset if you call him Karl, and Charlemagne sounds cool, so we'll stick with it. It's weird that the monks kept no record of the king's son's childhood, yet at the same time they were so passionate about restoring the Roman Empire that fell 300 years earlier. Those nerd monks were the only source of knowledge, and they decided we should learn about Rome, leaving the rest to be forgotten forever. They saw Rome as the pinnacle of human endeavor, and supposedly God did as well, as every pope's desire was to unite Europe in the same way Rome did. That same desire for the Roman Empire and unification is still visible today. This is where Charlemagne came into the picture. The Pope requested that he continue his father Pepin's war against the heretic Lombards, and boy did he do it. Charlemagne was an incredible leader. It was back when kings went on the battlefield. He became the king of the Lombards 6 years after fighting them. Now, wars bring some great things. They let you conquer your enemies, spread Christianity, and satisfy people's need for money. While Charlemagne was fighting the Lombards, he was also having campaigns further north against the Saxons. If you don't know who they were, imagine Lombards but ginger. The first 30 years of Charlemagne's reign were all about the Saxons and other pagans. Sure, he believed his long hair gave him power, had concubines on the court, and killed ruthlessly, but hey, he was a Christian. He attacked the Saxons in Bavaria, Lombards in northern Italy, Avars in Hungary, Slavs in the Baltic and the Balkans, remaining Lombards in southern Italy. I mean, the guy just didn't stop. Going back and forth from these battles, he would destroy local rebellions. Now, Saxons proved to be his main enemies, and Saxons didn't really have like a single king whose crown you could take. They lived unorganized, believed in sacred trees, and found pride in dying. No matter how many you killed, there was somehow always more. Charlemagne once grew so sick of them that he beheaded 4,500 Saxon prisoners in what we call the Massacre of Verdun. But ultimately, the Saxons couldn't stop him. His military skills and better equipment meant he annexed territories one by one. At the height of his power, this is what the Frankish kingdom looked like. Now, during all of this, the Pope does that thing where he dies and leaves a mess. So the new guy comes in, Pope Leo III. Despite electing him, the people in the Papacy accuse Leo of perjury and adultery. We have no idea who it could have possibly been. Anyway, the Pope is attacked and they try to cut his tongue out and take out his eyes. Scared, Leo goes to Charlemagne and tells him that by God's miracle his eyes and tongue grew back out. It's doubtful that Charles believed him, but it's certain that the king wanted the Pope to be on his side. So Charles went to Rome. He did it. Didn't do it. He did it. Didn't do it. He did it. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. Now that nobody disputed the Pope, it was time to get him officially in the chair. No, not that one, like the throne chair. Now many believe what happened next was staged, but it's likely Charlemagne didn't actually know about it. Close your eyes. What's that behind your back? Don't worry about it, just close your eyes. Why are there balloons outside? Don't worry, bro, just relax. All hail Charles the Augustus, Emperor of the Romans! The symbolism was clear. It was the Pope's power to put the crown on Charlemagne and not the other way around. This symbolic gesture allowed the growth of the Pope's influence for centuries on. Be that as it may, Charlemagne was the Roman Emperor now, and when he wasn't fighting, he was eating meat. He loved it, and his feasts lasted for hours. During that time, advisors would come with suggestions on how he could improve the state. Charlemagne really wanted to learn how to write, but never managed to do it. From time to time, you could find scribbled parchment in his bedroom with, let's be honest, some pathetic attempts at writing. Still, he enforced free education even outside his court. He was basically a dad that couldn't start a computer but forced you to learn how to code. He tried to get educated people in positions of power. It was a meritocracy as much as a feudal system could be. As he was nearing his 70s, Charlemagne was about to make the same stupid mistake all Frankish kings did. Luckily, all of his sons died except for one. His son, however, didn't have the same luck, and Charlemagne's grandchildren went into the good old bloodshed over land with the Vikings already on a boat. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to click on the bell icon at the bottom of the screen in order to be notified when a new video comes out.